Hail. And hail. How's it going? So earlier I did a pretty cool VR thing. Pretty amazing. It worked out quite well, I believe. Yep. Yep. Here we are. Fallout 76. Mm-hmm. Done. Yeah. I'm just queuing things up. And now for a real game. Mm-hmm. I'll take off the bouncing red face for a bit. You know what I mean? Hey there, McKenna. You killed the Sheepsquatch at level 10? Awesome. What do we got? We have no more Sheepsquatch Shards. I have to make some more. You know what I mean? Gotta make some more. Thank you. Gonna dive on in. Clear out this building and go from there. I just started, so... And I started here. I might as well clear out this building and move on. Yeah. Sure. I'm playing too much Sea of Thieves. I was pressing F. I mean... Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, yeah. Did you see that last stream I did? It was amazing. Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge. It was amazing. It was super duper cool. It's really hard to... I saw some of the video. I went back to go look at the video after I was done streaming it, and it really... You lose all sense of scale. You know what I mean? There was like a 9-foot tall, 6-eyed alien with a huge head talking to me. Completely realistic. There was a short dude, like mid-thigh height, with these eyeballs. Amazing. Walking all short. It was awesome. I was shooting with blasters and everything. Problem was I played at a bit too high of a difficulty. You know? But the whole beginning was amazing. It really had a Disneyland sort of feel. Sort of. If they had that. If they had that in the park, it would be that. If they had the means to give you your own Star Wars experience, that's what it'll be. It's just they don't have that much room for each person to have their own gigantic ship walking around. It'll be full of people walking around doing things. You couldn't have an intimate experience like that. But if you had that VR experience somehow integrate with the physical park, it'd be the best thing ever. It's weird, seeing something in VR, you can just see all the angles of it, and it really makes sense. What the heck's happening? You know? The creature's anatomy really makes sense. Oh my god. So in this week's Inside the Vault, there's a video in the history of the Brotherhood of Steel in Appalachia. You watch the details, blah blah blah. Upcoming hunt for the treasure hunter. Beginning on Tuesday. Whoa! Hey buddy, Tuesday is a treasure hunter event. Yeah. Look at that plasma sword. Oh my god. Steel Dawn.
By the year 2077, over a decade of conflict had raged between the United States of America and the People's Republic of China. In Appalachia, war games commenced, pitting a unit of Army Rangers against a group of Marines posing as enemy forces. The Rangers were named Taggarty's Thunder, after their commanding officer, Lieutenant Elizabeth Taggarty. Under her command were Sergeant Wilson, Corporal Marino, Corporal Weber, Private Esposito, and Private De Silva. Everything was going according to Taggarty's battle plan until nuclear Armageddon arrived on the morning of October 23rd. Retreating to their base camp at Spruce Knob Lake, the Thunder monitored the radio for days. To their surprise, they heard Captain Roger Maxson broadcasting from the bunker known as Lost Hills in California. His unit had seceded from the U.S. military days before the nuclear exchange after claiming to have discovered sinister, sanctioned experiments on human captives at the Mariposa military base. Though Maxson was a traitor as far as the government was concerned, Taggarty decided to give him a chance after initial hesitation. What she learned shattered her own loyalty to the U.S. government. Maxson shared the crimes they uncovered and how soldiers like them were led astray by those in charge. They soon found evidence to back Maxson's words. Civilian subjects of a super soldier program using the forced evolutionary virus at Huntersville. The Thunder eventually accepted their discoveries and Maxson's remote leadership. They spent the winter at Camp Venture, a survival training camp, turning it into their headquarters. Other survivors trickled in, and Taggarty used the opportunity to grow the ranks. However, morale was low. They needed something to believe in, a reason to live. Maxson provided that reason. He offered Taggarty and her soldiers a new purpose, a new identity. He proposed they integrated into an ideology he called the Brotherhood of Steel. Taggarty and her charge were caught off guard by what appeared to be an outrageous plan. She could understand defending others, but why as scribes, squires, knights, and paladins? Maxson's plan was more than just a new name and titles. The Brotherhood would preserve technology and knowledge to safeguard against its abuse. The newly anointed Paladin Taggerty and her Appalachian chapter grew quickly, and Camp Venture was soon at capacity. The Allegheny Asylum in the Cranberry Bog was chosen as the new headquarters, being renamed to Fort Defiance, while Thunder Mountain Power Plant was seized from the pre-war secessionist Free States. It was at this point when the first reports of giant mutated bats flying in from the deeper bog area started to appear. As the Brotherhood settled in, trade routes were opened with the Responders, a consolidated civilian group to the west. Relations flourished as they found a common cause in serving humanity. Their alliance peaked in 2086 at the Battle of Huntersville, where they contained the super mutant threat. Though there were losses, including the death of Squire De Silva, it was a decisive victory. Elder Maxon was jubilant. The victory convinced him that survival was assured, and he used the occasion to evolve the Appalachian Brotherhood's primary goal of securing technology and knowledge. However, over time, relations strained when the Brotherhood started making greater requisitions of material and manpower to fight an emerging threat. The mutated bats first encountered in the Cranberry Bog were growing in number. Worse, they were spreading a contagion that warped other life forms into hideous, lesion-ridden drones. The Brotherhood called the afflicted the Scorched, and the Scorched beasts that created them. Realizing the gravity of the threat, Scribe Grant at Fort Defiance and his counterparts at Lost Hills worked together, racing to devise tracking technology, armaments, and research into a cure, while the Knights braced the front lines. Knowing they were barely containing the threat, Taggerty confided in Maxon that maybe more severe methods were warranted, using Appalachia's automated nuclear silos. Enraged, Maxon shut her proposal down. To use the very technology that brought so much death in the first place was unthinkable to the Elder. It was a line he would not cross. There had to be an alternative, he reasoned. He pushed for further cooperation with people outside of the Brotherhood. But echoing the same mindset his own son put forward, Taggerty was unconvinced, lacking the trust for outsiders being brought into the fold. He never learned if Taggerty found success, as the communication satellite linking the two was failing. In their last exchange, Maxon implored Taggerty to hold their ground and adhere to their beliefs, reassuring them that they would continue looking for a way to defeat the Scorched beasts and re-establish contact. Then, there was silence. The mounting losses and severing of supply routes forced them to mothball Camp Venture in July 2093, with Fort Defiance and Thunder Mountain becoming their two remaining strongholds. In a last-ditch effort, Paladin Taggerty launched Operation Touchdown to find the prime Scorched Beast site on January 29, 2095. Accompanied by the most experienced knights they could muster, she and Marino left to track down the lair, leaving behind a trail of transponders for the rest of the Brotherhood to follow. They found the main source of the Scorched beasts in a mining complex to the southeast. Taggerty, Marino, and the handful of knights that survived this far fought their way into the heart of the cavern. Cornered by a massive Scorched beast, they made the ultimate sacrifice, detonating their explosives, martyring themselves, and sending shockwaves through the tunnel system. Despite an initial absence, Scorched beasts began to return, and by June, it became clear that Touchdown ultimately failed. The Brotherhood began to buckle, with Weber going missing on patrol and Esposito being killed in action. The final stand took place on August 18, 2095, as a Scorched horde descended upon Fort Defiance. Senior Knight Wilson led a valiant defense, but there were no known survivors. Now, 8 years later, the Brotherhood's first expeditionary force is on its way from their headquarters in New California to assess the situation reinforce, and re-establish contact between the two sides, unknowingly heading into a very different Appalachia.
Well, that's the best thing that they ever did.
Trade routes were opened with the responders. A consolidation.
Makes me want to shed a tear. That was the best thing that they ever did. That's the best thing that they ever did. Wait 2 years to tell you the stupid story of the game? You gotta wait 2 years to find out what the stupid story is? You hear the story from letters and old computers and holotapes, stuff like that, and words on the wall. You gotta figure it out. You know, people guessing, rumors, and then they tell you the story afterwards. It's amazing. You know? It makes you want to play the game over again. I mean, come on, those are... That was like a big bomb of nostalgia and meaning, you know? I didn't know. They had like little characters waving and stuff like that. That was the best thing that they ever did. Can't stand it. How beautiful that was. I have moisture coming out of my eyeballs.
Consolidated civilian group to the west. Relations flourished as they found a common cause in serving humanity.
Good Lord. Everything else is fluff. Always been a brotherhood situation. Stupid free staters and responders and raiders and garbage. My goodness. Anyways. December 1st. New locations, new NPCs, underground camp shelters, a new weapon and armor, rewards. That plasma weapon, awesome. Season 3 with the Scribe of Avalon scoreboard 2 weeks later on December 15th. Oh my god. The best thing in the world. Hey Cat, this is up your alley. Do you love taking snapshots of your wasteland adventures, your latest and greatest camp concepts, or perhaps, both? That's a nice homey home right there. Look at that homey home. You're in luck. Submit them. Please. Whatever. Wonderful. You see that video that we just saw that talked about the lore of Brotherhood of Steel? I knew some of that information, you know, because but I didn't know all the nitty-gritty details of why and the order, sort of. I knew that they used to be over there, they moved down there, they got the Operation Touchdown and Sierra Bravo, blah blah blah. Gotta get the bombs, go there and get the thing, you know. And, I mean, how is this not the best Fallout game after that video? That video is all that matters. That was awesome. If y'all haven't seen that video, go watch it. Just take notes on it. Wonderful. So sad, you know, when people try and died. That's what most of the game's about. You know, you're witnessing people making their best efforts to survive in the wasteland, and they 98% failed. But they really tried. You're seeing the remnants of it. See, that story had nothing to do with any of the raider activity. Like, this whole place got flooded from the raiders, and there's all kinds of weird stuff involving that. But that's a whole nitty-gritty story involving Rose the robot and some dude that she was having an affair with or something. And they had her captured and questioning her, and, you know, to get to him, he was a big bad guy, and all kinds of weird stuff. I just don't know the exact order. I know that the ski lodge people became the raiders. You know? It's so awesome. And I think they kept it loosey-goosey like that so that they could take their time and write it after the fact. Because you just had to put the pieces and say how the pieces got there. And give some vague explanation at first and then make it more detailed later on. That was so cool. I'm glad I watched that video on the stream. You know, usually I don't watch those videos because if it's like the developer showing stuff about the next patch, I don't really want to see that much. You know, because some of it is like a spoiler. But that was like a reverse spoiler. Or, you know, catching you up to what you should be in knowledge of. So that the future stuff is in context. See, I didn't know that they were doing some training mission, you know, and then the bombs dropped at that point. So I didn't really know where they came from. I knew that they used to be a squad. It's written in their computers all over the place, here and there. So cool. Oh, yeah. So cool. Okay. Well, here we are, playing the game. So there's like a recon squad from... I hate this garbage. Stop cheating. Stop cheating. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna leave this entire server. Oh, yes. Oh. I don't like being on the same server with potentially bad people. If people start doing certain things, they're probably doing other things, and I want to completely avoid it. I saw the workshop over there, and it had the weird angled walls with the foundations clipping into one another, and the roofs clipping into one another. So if they're doing that, they're probably doing all kinds of other stuff, you know? And I don't want anything to do with it, and I don't want to have to go through and delete it all, you know? Oh yeah, delete it all, because it's probably on other workshops involved, not just this one. It's on numerous workshops, and I would have to go through and delete every single wall, so it's best just to leave. I don't like to have other people's stuff in my workshops, and I don't want people to think that I built the stuff there. And there's this weird tower that was like 4 stories tall with the weird angled walls I would have to go through and delete. Oh boy. That was a good cry. A nice solid cry. Oh boy, now I'm slightly more excited for Steel Dawn. I think that video should get a ton of people to play the game. You know? A bunch of the more diehard Fallout fans that are avoiding this game because they think it's not related to the lore when it's essential to the lore. And that video makes it quite clear how essential it is. I'll come back. I'll come back. I'll come back. I have to do a lot. Now I want to go through and read all that lore. You know, I want to go back through these buildings and read every single note now that it's in context and I know who the heck these people are. You know? The video said that this guy died at this point. That person was staying. They went that away. You know?
Members, there is another trouble spot we wish to survey. Any capable men and women should proceed to the designated location. That is all.
I'm gonna make some Sheepsquatch Shards in a bit once I cleanse a bit of what I have, you know? I'm gonna go through here and rock the Casbar. I have lots of AP, so running around and murdering things should be just fun and easy. It's amazing. So much. Because most of that lore I went through a very long time ago. A couple years ago. Just one time. Other lore I'm exposed to quite often because I accidentally clicked on a holotape or something like that, so I hear something. Elder Maxim talking about the Brotherhood of Steel and why it should be named that. Covered in lesions. Drones. Drones is a good name, you know? For this hive-mindy group. They're all drones. Hey there, Haiti. I'm using the T65 power armor with some skins on it because I have different mods on. My chest is red because I'm using emergency protocols. I have, it's a red rocket chest, and then my legs is the Captain Cosmos Dark Matter from season 1 because I'm using calibrated shocks down there. And then my right arm is the Shadow Prime skin because I have the coiled armor or mod on my arm for energy damage. And my left arm is the hydraulic bracer mod, so I have this scabber skin, and it looks all dangerous. Okay. You'll see my build, Haiti. I'm not really using weapons. I'm just punching them. And I'm about to make my throwing weapons because I ran out, but I'm using throwing weapons, the occasional mine, you know, and I'm punching them. And I'm punching them. Hey there, Andrew. How you doing? And you. Yeah. Doing pretty good. I'm recovering emotionally from watching this video just now on the stream. Amazing. The lore video, I highly recommend you watch the lore video that was published in the current Inside the Vault from today. It was an emotional roller coaster. It's just the best thing ever. You amazed, Katie? We'll catch this. Watch this. I don't even have to punch them if I don't want to. Oh, they're all dead. You see? Come on. There you go. There you go. And let me check one more thing. Yeah, my food's wore off. Let's get a little bit stronger. All my foodicals wore off on me. Wood meat steak for a second. Poached angler for the AP. Okay, stabilize my radiation. And that's it for now.
Triangulation point active. Please proceed to next point. Signal established. Please initiate additional connections.
Pain Train. Haiti. It's called Pain Train. There's some laggy garbage going on, but you know. Eh, eh. I can't wait to use that energy melee. That'd be kind of awesome. I hope it's probably going to be really good. One-handed.
Surveillance process. Scanning. Scanning. Survey complete.
Yeah.
Resource drop. Authorized. Please clear the area.
Here, I'll make a bunch of them. Oh boy. No wonder. I would definitely cleanse out a bunch of nonsense on me because I'm not even using adrenaline right now.
Hostile forces detected.
Pretty rough.
Resource drop locked. Immediate elimination required.
I really want to watch that video again, you know? That lore video. Because there's a lot of information in that darn thing. I mean, it makes sense why there's a bunch of marine armor laying around. There's a training exercise, among other things. Pretty awesome. Oh boy, what you got, what you got? One more creature. Right? Yeah.
Area secure.
Yeah.
Remote unlock complete. Have a nice day.
All right. 286. Let's see if okay. That's part of it. Let me get rid of some of that right there. I have a lot of spoiled meat and vegetables on me and all that nonsense. Give myself a disease. There we go. I'll get myself a parasite. Dysentery. Wonderful. Perfect. Okay. Get rid of a couple things because I'm not using... I don't want to use Through Hiker right now. You know, I have to keep it nice and tight. Nice and tight. Before I can keep on moving on through the Blarney countryside. You know what I mean? And I might have to eat some radstag along top of it. But we'll see. We'll see what we have to do. Let's see if I can take this off right now. The heck? Oh my gosh. 398. Just on the very edge. It could be, that. Okay. I'll solve the problem in just a bit. Adrenaline. Okay, now we're good to go. I'll make some room for the throwing weapons in just a bit. The throwing weapons will weigh a lot if I'm not, or if I'm in power armor. When I'm not in power armor, all the weapon weight reduction makes it where it's really easy to carry a ton of the throwing weapons. They weigh nothing. For example, a tomahawk will weigh 0.7 pounds, but with 5 pieces of weapon weight reduction, it'll weigh 0.07 pounds. That's a big difference. Wonderful. Man, oh man. The Steel Dawn is going to be a crazy update. It's going to become the Brotherhood of Steel game. It's not just some faction, it's the darn game. It's sort of like if you have a Halo game that focused on things happening on Earth, and you completely forgot that there's a Covenant out there that are coming, and there's Halo rings in space, and there's the Forerunners. It's not the Covenant faction, that's the game. It's them versus them, it affects every aspect of the game. Okay, so I can't throw just yet. Throw them bows, 294, 395. I'll try to make a couple. Let's go over here to Civilization for 5 seconds. And I'll get rid of some items. And make some Sheepsquatch Shards. You know what I mean? Get rid of the weapons, make some Sheepsquatch Shards. Do our thing. Yeah. Shouldn't be in a t-shirt right now. But that's okay. Let's see if I can get rid of any of these legendaries. Make some room. A very different Appalachia. Okay, I'll put these items away and pull some other stuff out. $7.95, oh my. Okay. All these grenades I'll get rid of. You know? Look for anything else to get rid of. Besides all these really cool items. Sort by weight. I probably don't have anything in here, but you know, never know. Some random item I need to get rid of. Usually. If it's gray, I can get rid of it. Like this piece right here. If it has no skin. You know? Alright, And now we have a bunch of weight. 242 sugar bombs. Okay, it's all about the glowing blood at this point. It's all about that glowing blood. That's crazy. Okay, boom boom. All this alcohol. I'm trying to get some room. Sort by weight again. Alright. Making some room. Saving some things. This all weighs a ton. But it's going to be handled. There's always a way to handle it. Okay. Oh, it's going to be handled. On my last fusion core. Alrighty. Let's leave the power armor. Alrighty. Drop off all the other ammo. All of it. This has the arrows. Somebody can buy this stuff. Or they could sell it. Okay. Now we'll sell the rest, if I could. With a great mentat. And some alcohol. Nope.
Stop up here
Alright.
before your next kill.
Getting rid of a couple things. Bunch of weird chems. Don't need
Previously
them.
owned loot for sale.
Or these
Mostly
stim packs. Unless I
blood-free.
fight a player. Unless I fight a player. I think if I'm doing workshops, I should do it a little bit more seriously. Where, if I'm not doing workshops, I don't need to carry a bunch of stim packs. If I am, I should be carrying a few more things to keep me alive.
Please don't stab other customers while they shop.
Yep. Okay, we're working on it.
Vendor not responsible for your safety. Or the safety
I don't need most of
of
this stuff,
goods
you know,
purchased.
but I need a lot of it. But everything I get rid of really matters.
Get your rating supply.
Because I'm
Here
trying to not use these
or
perks
don't.
to reduce the weight of these
I
items.
Don't care.
Okay. And now we'll go over here. Alrighty. I'll go up the hill really quick. I'm gonna make some Sheepsquatch Shards. Hey there, human. I'm just getting these guys out of the way because they're distracting me. They're bothering me. Check over here for a bubblehead. Nope. Okay. And we make some Sheepsquatch Shards, but not too many. Not too many. But it doesn't really matter. Everyone that I use will take away from my carry weight. So if I make so much that I'm over encumbered, that just motivates me to use them more. Oh man, it's not doing anything. The number wasn't going down. Okay. There we go. I'll make about 100 or something. Need to put on a sweater. I'm kind of cold. Oh yeah, baby. Now that is what I'm talking about. I feel like a king with this blanket around my shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. Matthew, you think that the Mole Miner Gauntlet should be... You feel like it was designed to be used in power armor? I can see how you see that. It's a pretty large... It certainly is large. That's enough. All right. Okay. Put the perk back. And I don't really want to use the drug.
Lost him.
Gotta loot, gotta loot. It'll be cool if... So you know how Sea of Thieves? Every time that you start, your inventory is empty, but you keep your reputation and your cosmetics and things like that, you know? If Fallout did that somehow, had a mode like that where you sort of keep certain aspects of your build, I guess, but it would make you want to loot, and then you'd have to turn it in, and you get credit for turning it in or something. But Sea of Thieves has a great system like that. Alright, let's rock and roll. Oh. Okay. Let's go. Up and around. Oh, let's do this public event. I have to focus on public events quite a bit because you know what's happening in the future. We have new armor. There's new armor coming and new weapon. Whatever. Or plural. With mods. So we need all the gold in the world. Next Tuesday you have the Mole Miner Hunter event again. or the treasure hunter mole miner.
Heads up, responders. The food processing machines at Mama Dolce's have finally cooled down enough to work again. I set them up to make cans of stew using the ingredient containers spread around the factory. The machines make a hell of a racket, so you'll probably get the important guess.
They should probably release an official book. World of Warcraft was great because they would release official books around the time of their expansions. And they were official lore, and they were pretty good books of that style, you know? And it really fleshed things out quite a bit. And in the game, you learn a fraction of the real storyline, you know? For example, in one of the expansions, Thrall went back to Durotar, the planet, to go reconnect with his shamanistic ways. He left for a while and he put somebody else in charge, Grom Hellscream or whatever his name was. And that was barely explained. He came back with a wife, Nala, or whatever her name was. I don't know. Nail? He came back with a wife all of a sudden. I was like, who the heck is she? And she was barely explained in the game, but she was a whole character in the books. Popping bottles in the ice. Like a blizzard, dude. Oh boy. Yeehaw. I hear him scampering. The Brotherhood still will probably have a bunch of quests involving getting technology of some variety. Yay. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, orbital scan beacons are pretty cool. Yeah. Cool beans.
So I'm kind of ignorant. What is the scanning?
That's the orbital scan beacon. Somebody else is throwing it, but you get it from the Enclave.
The Enclave? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never used that item, so I wasn't sure. Thanks.
It uses raw Crimson Flux. It's pretty cool. It's one of the only things that uses raw. It scans all targets.
Okay.
From the bottom
I never
up.
used it, so I never knew what it looked like.
It works on everything above it, so you have to throw it in the very bottom. It scans above in a cone. It's just like the orbital strike beacon, which the person was also throwing. But that one works only outdoors. The scan beacon works indoors as well.
Like, I have one in storage, but I've never used it.
Yeah. Hey there, Ryan. How's it going? Yay. Yeah. Well, Ryan Young, you're part of you're second in command of a 3K deep courier service. Well, I think that the whole idea of a courier service is scam central, and that shouldn't use it. Yep. Get Fallout first. It's crazy to think that people would use a third-party service of a bunch of players to exchange items. That's just crazy town. But people do it all the time, so whatever. People do it, but that's crazy sauce. I'll tell you that much. Because, see, it's just amazing that you have this entity known as the couriers, or whatever, that has this trust built in and this weird check system, but in the end it's just, you know, hey, trust me, I'm part of some organization. You can check out the website. I have a 15-star rating. Never let people down. I have 85,000 positive reviews. Give me your stuff. I'll wait around while your computer crashes. I'll wait around while your computer crashes, and while you frantically try to contact me, or hopefully my computer doesn't crash. It's only happened 5 times in all of my 15,000 ratings. It's only happened 5 times where my computer crashed and I lost all your stuff, or I forgot what you gave me or something. There's an argument. Hey, I gave you 2 flim-flam swords of Blarnea. Well, I'm proud of you for being second in command of organization.
Members, the code
That I want no part of. and I don't recommend any of my viewers do it.
Report to the extermination site and aid us in their disposal.
I recommend that you eventually get Fallout first. But if you don't do that, then, I don't know. Do it with your friend. You should never have a friend that you can do it with. You should do it with your friend before you do it with someone that's a part of some group that you don't know. But then, even then, how do you know that they're your friend? You play with them for a couple days and they're your friend?
Please perform immediate repairs.
In the end, what are you even doing? Is it mass transfers of items back and forth, or is it one thing? No, it's mass transfers. And it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Signal broadcast.
It's to cater to a bunch of dupers.
Target locked. Immediate evacuation required.
Your clientele are a bunch of dupers.
Distance immediately.
And flim-flammers. I don't know what you're transferring. It must be worth it for people to use in service. Is it one weapon or is it a big old stack of flim-flam? I don't know how it works. I just don't know what people would be transferring. I know for a long time, but like before private servers were available, people were using the courier service to transfer items between characters. I never did because I would never trust that situation. You know what I mean?
Specified hostiles eliminated. Infestation cleared. Thank you for your participation.
Public event. Fine, I'll do the stupid tea cup thing. Some of these events are weird. But it's okay. It's okay.
Hello again, friends. I'm so pleased to announce that the boilers here at the Giant Teapot are full again. That means my special blend will be bubbling up shortly. So, if you fancy a nice cuppa, the more the merrier.
Let's go. Hey, did you see that video that was posted? By Bethesda in their current Inside the Vault. Talking about the lore of Fallout. I've been talking about it for the past hour or so.
The boilers are heating up. I'm afraid the local creatures don't like this.
Been talking about it for the last hour.
Shame, really.
It's really, really, really good. It's really good. It's really good. Did you see it? The lore about Brotherhood of Steel? My gosh. And they got some voice actor to read it. It was just a bunch of... and the map and everything. Oh my god, it was so good. I mean, I recommend that video to anybody that's on the fence. So if there's any Fallout fan that's on the fence about playing Fallout 76 and they have favorite games in the past and blah 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 and they're big old fans of the lore, you should watch that video and then you'll see how this game truly connects in with Fallout and how it's really important. You know, I could talk about it all day about, oh, it's good because the blah blah blah, and you know, you got the mutants from Huntersville and the West Tech is here, Robico's here, and you know, this is where Brotherhood of Steel sort of vaguely started. You see, they didn't start here. See, I always felt like they started here, but no, they didn't start here. It started elsewhere, and then Elder Maxim contacted other people. You know, he contacted them vaguely, and then it spread from there. But this is like one of the first groups. One of the first. And they did all kinds of stuff. I mean, I knew most of it, sort of. but it was sort of out of order in my brain. I didn't know the nitty-gritty details, and it's awesome. Marcus, I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now.
One would think these creatures would be accustomed to this by now. Boilers report the water temperature is 92.7653 degrees. Still a ways to go for proper tea.
Yeah, a ways to
Can't
go.
rush such things.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. But Marcus, for a long time, I only streamed on Facebook. For this game, I'd say for the first year and a half of my gameplay, I was only streaming on Facebook for this. But then I figured out how to multicast, how to multi-stream. I figured it'd be important. There's people that are really afraid of Facebook, and I figure if I multi-streamed, I can get them to come to Facebook and remove their fears when they see all the lovely people that I'm interacting with all the darn time. You know? I still think that Facebook is the best. It's better than YouTube. YouTube isn't even it's not a social network. It's just a place where you have videos, and they have a live stream feature that has a chat box with a bunch of people in there. But Facebook, it would make sense to wouldn't it make sense to live stream to a social network versus live streaming to a live stream site? Oh, come on. You're live streaming to a live stream site. Good job. Where'd you put your video? In the big pile of videos? That's cool. You know, if you're a pottery enthusiast, you know, and you enjoy producing pottery, and you hang out in pottery groups on Facebook all day long, and they talk about pottery news, about new resins and new clay material, and new news involving clay and awesome tools, and then people occasionally post a little clip here and there or whatever because it's what they're doing. Somebody else has a store. Wouldn't it make sense to stream to Facebook at that point? If you wanted to have a business where you're live sculpting clay figurines and selling them in a store, and you're doing it live. But here's the thing. Facebook's live streaming is really built for gaming. It's really built for game live streams, like Twitch. Because the tipping features and all that, I think they only work. I think like the star donations and all that, that only really works if you are streaming a game. If you're streaming like IRL, I don't think it works. It may work eventually, but they really are focusing on game live streams versus just watch me cut my grass with a scythe. The live stream. You could do that on Twitch, you know? But Facebook, I mean, they do have all kinds of manner of live streams. They probably do have donations. I don't know. But Facebook seems like the most natural thing to do. People go live on TikTok, or they go live on some Instagram thing. You know that Facebook owns Instagram, right? I think it makes perfect sense.
Ah, there's the whistle. The tea is steaming now. Perfect and precise. 205 degrees.
Okay, let's go kill ourselves a Yalguan.
Huzzah!
So earlier today I played the Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge game, and that was really cool. He's bobbing and weaving, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a long time ago I was like a meme on Facebook because of how it works. There's a million Fallout 76 groups on Facebook and they're really good. And there's a bunch of groups for every game. There's Borderlands 3 groups, there's, you know, everything. If there's a game where people are playing and doing things, then there's a group or 2 or 50, and they have thousands of people in them. You have the same thing on Reddit, but Reddit is such a garbage website compared to Facebook. Even though it's really organized and to the point, and it's organized by interaction level. That's it. And because it's based upon upvotes and downvotes and so forth, and karma level, it's right into the point of producing memes. It's a meme factory. It produces stuff quickly in a viral nature, you know? So that's all it's good for. But Facebook sort of does the same thing. But see, I consider Facebook to be the highest tier of the social media hierarchy. You have pure content websites like Reddit. Reddit is a place where people ask questions and you get answers. You ask a question on Reddit and you get an answer, or you give some example of something, or something that was vaguely viral, and you post it, and people talk about it, and then it gets even more viral. But if something reaches peak virality, it's shared on Facebook. Facebook only gets the juiciest of the juicy. You get that? Because there's a million meme groups on Facebook, and they share everything up. Everything is funneled up into Facebook, you see, from the other services. And it's really nice in terms of the way that it's designed. It's a multimedia experience. You're scrolling through, videos are playing automatically, you know, it's nice. Versus a bunch of little links you expand and you read the threaded. It looks like 1990s internet with a threaded conversation in a bulletin board format. You know? Yes. Yes. People were convinced I was paying, but I wasn't paying. The way it works is like this. If there is a group that has the tag Fallout 76, this is a Fallout 76 group. Group, what kind? Game, what game? Fallout 76. Well, I think they changed it since then because people are complaining or something. Well, if a person is streaming that very game, they're going to let you know when you're in that group. As you scroll through, you're getting other advertisements and stuff. And among that would be, hey, this person is streaming that game that you love. You told us that you like a game, right? Because you're in the group. Here you go. It's just natural. If you have Spider-Man Homecoming the game, the group where we share tips and tricks and secrets, if a person is live streaming that game, it's going to be shown to those people. It's just how it works. But before, it was a little bit excessive because it was showing it to them in their feed while they're in the group. And if a person mentioned the fact, or if they complained about it, it'll be advertised right below the complaint. And then a person would be mentioning the fact that that just happened, and then it'll appear right below their post. It was constant. And great. But you see, the main problem is I have a weird schedule, so sometimes I'm not live during the daytime, I'm live during nighttime, so people think I went away or something. Yeah. I mean, there's not many people streaming this game. A handful. I'm probably the only person right now, seeing as it's 8:50 p.m. on the Pacific coast of America. I'm probably the only person right now in the entirety of Facebook on planet Earth that is streaming this game. On YouTube, I don't know how many are streaming it. Not many, probably. I don't know. On Twitch, probably way more. There's probably a lot on Twitch. I don't know, because it's what people do. They stream games on Twitch. But, you know. I think live streaming is going to be a lot more popular in the years to come. With the apocalypse and working from home and all, where, you know, if working from home is thoroughly encouraged and going outside your house is discouraged, I think live streaming will be promoted quite a bit and respected a bit more. You know, there'd be a respect, you know, it's normalized at a certain point. The Facebook Watch app will be available on your TV. Right now it's not available on your TV, but Netflix is and Hulu is sometimes. The newer TVs will have like Facebook built in and maybe the YouTube gaming app built in. They might even have a chat feature built into the TV somehow. I don't know. Some controllers have the back of it, some remote controls for TVs have a keyboard built in. Okay, right now I'm over here in Berkeley Springs and I'm about to take over this workshop. Okay? There's creatures and doodads and flim-flam about. Whenever I take over a workshop, I have to clear out the area, punch some bad guys in the chest. It pays me 20 caps, and then I pay 25 caps or so to take over the workshop. So it pays me whenever I clear out the bad guys. And then I pay 25 caps, you see? So in reality, I'm only really paying 5. See, in the past, I always thought it would be a really crazy thing to be a live streamer because that much time dedicated and you can't, like, do anything, you know, and you have to be talking the whole time. You're not reading from a script. It's just a flow of consciousness that has to be coherent and vaguely entertaining. You know, boy. Hail, Misty. Oh, Misty. Misty. Did you see the current inside the vault? Did you happen to catch that? At the beginning of the stream, I was going through and I pulled up the inside the vault and there's a video and I went over the video. Well, I played the entire video. I don't care if it's copyright. I played the entire video. Normally, I don't play those videos from the inside the vault. Okay? And Cat. And everybody. It was a... Were you here, Cat? I think you were, weren't you? Oh, no. I think you were. Yes, you were. It was a lore video. It was a lore video for the Brotherhood of Steel. Catching you up with what happened with the Brotherhood of Steel. I shed human tears of passion. I shed human tears. It was one of those experiences. Oh, just thinking about it. Yeah, you were there. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, come on. Okay, one second. I'm a sitting duck and I don't like it. It was great. It had a voiceover. It had a narrator, and it was talking about the events leading up to the bomb and after, namely focusing on the Brotherhood of Steel and Taggarty's Thunder, and they're like a training exercise, and they went from here to there on the map. It showed like a map. It showed a bunch of NPCs like waving and going her, and awesome, in thorough detail, like a darn book. Dang it! And they should have released it a while ago. And it's just amazing that it took 2 years for them to release this nice story, narrative, in order, with names and places and things. And it's almost amazing that it's just to have a story written that way that actually has a story. It's sort of like World of Warcraft. I'll compare it just to like World of Warcraft, where there's a
nuclear strike imminent.
You know, you're playing the game and things are kind of vague, and then they release a book, okay, and all of a sudden all these names, you know, all these names mean something. Alright. Oh boy. It's really good. You really gotta watch it. Or you can watch the beginning of the stream later on and see my reaction to it. Oh, because I played the whole thing. And there was some crying involved. Okay, I'm leaving here. Here, I'll play. Here, I'm gonna play this. Well, I think because I didn't expect it to be that detailed and wonderful. I mean, golly. This guy is bananas. Okay. So annoying. Leave me alone. So annoying. Trying to show you something. Serious. I can't get a break. Give me a break. Okay. I just want to give you the feeling of it just for 3 seconds.
By the year 2077, over a decade of conflict had raged between the United States of America and the People's Republic of China. In Appalachia, war games commenced, pitting a unit of Army Rangers against a group of Marines posing as enemy forces. The Rangers were named Taggarty's Thunder after their commanding officer, Lieutenant Elizabeth Taggarty. Under her command were Sergeant Wilson, Corporal Marino, Corporal Weber, Private Esposito, and Private De Silva. Everything was going according to Taggarty's battle plan. Until nuclear Armageddon arrived on the morning.
It's amazing. See, that's what it feels like. And it keeps on going and going for 8 minutes. Oh my gosh. With a flim and a flim and flam and a flim and flim and flam. Oh man, oh no. Here we go. I have these rules and I can't go in there. I can't go in there. Isn't that sad that I can't go in there? Isn't that sad? Sometimes I do, you know, but then I feel like it makes me a big old liar. I can't go in there. Sucks. Anyways, moving on. But it's a public event. Thank you, Misty. Yeah. Hey, oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of October 23rd. Retreating to their base camp at Spruce Knob Lake, the Thunder monitored the radio for days. To their surprise, they heard Captain Roger Maxon broadcasting from the bunker known as Lost Hills in California.
See, what they're doing is, by the way, what I realize is they're showing you where the holotapes are in this video. Because, for example, in the part of the video later on, when they say, Elder Maxim contacted Taggarty telling her that they're going to be Brotherhood of Steel with weird titles and so forth, and she was questioning that, and it showed Camp Venture, sort of. There's a holotape there where they're discussing that. What am I supposed to call you? Elder? Names have meaning. Names have meaning. We'll build a shell over that technology. You know? Oh boy. Hey there, Gino. I'll play the audio in the background.
Unit had seceded from the U.S. military days before the nuclear exchange after claiming to have discovered sinister, sanctioned experiments on human captives at the Mariposa military base. Though Maxon was a traitor as far as the government was concerned, Taggarty decided to give him a chance after initial hesitation. What she learned shattered her own loyalty to the U.S. government. Maxon shared the crimes they uncovered and how soldiers like them were led astray by those in charge. They soon found evidence to back Maxon's words. Civilian subjects of a super soldier program using the forced evolutionary virus at Huntersville.
Everything's in context now for 8 minutes. Watch that video. Inside the vault. My goodness. Throwing up tears out of my eyeballs. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me share this right now to the Gooboberti Collective. It's crazy. Yeah, I love like the faded screen, you know, the panning camera, that gravelly voice. It's what the game was sort of missing. War never changes. I'm talking very slow to help you really feel what I'm saying. You know? Keeps on going on for 8 minutes. Best video in the world. Here you go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Shared and done. But yeah, what's my rule about bomb drops there, Marcus? Well, I don't enter a bomb unless I dropped it.
Identify yourself.
A sad world, you know? So I get to miss out on all those clean fights and everything. Which increases my own personal value of flux. That's why I sell my items for so darn expensive, because I limit myself. You know, I feel like it's just full of a bunch of bad people show up to those things. A bunch of bad people all clustered into one spot. And the bomb itself is not, I'd say 29 times out of 30, if you see a bomb that is dropped, it's illegitimate because people got the code from the internet. No one ever drops their own bomb, or people rarely solve the bomb themselves and then drop it. I think if you ever see a bomb dropped in a weird spot, those people probably solve the code themselves because they're not doing, you know, these guys are not. If you're trying to fight the queen, you probably didn't solve the code yourself. You just looked up the code and you know, cheesed your way through the silo. I mean, Squire Montgomery's log. Look, all this information. Danny's gone. One of the glowing furrows came in at 2 a.m. Oh no. Oh no. It's just so weird, you know. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine an It game like Stephen King's The It, but it's like an MMO, and you have to figure out the fact that there is a weird shape-shifting clown from a different dimension, or whatever. He's not really a clown, but you know what I mean. Some force of flim-flam that feeds off of fear, but you have to discover that slowly over time by going through the entire city in the sewer. You find little notes and scribbled things. Pennywise was here, and an old red balloon on the ground, and you're doing some other garbage for a bit, and it gets all weird, you know, but you never really told the story. But then you get told the story 2 years later. That's probably why I liked World of Warcraft so much. I keep mentioning that. Because of how they told the story. It's roughly told in the world, and then they would release books, novels, if you will, before the big content drop. So, like, you know, they would have an Arthas book talking about the Wrath of Lich King, or the War of the Ancients trilogy series. And there's a bunch of other lore books that build the foundation of the universe, like the Red Dragon book, or all these things that talk about how everything was founded. You're so weird. Or maybe it's like having a shut up.
I found this for you.
He gave me the definition for AI because I said A. Artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by machines. Get out of here. Oh man. I know it's late for y'all, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Beneath the bearded barley. Wink!
Face me, you coward!
You know, see, it didn't really take him... Oh boy. It didn't really take them, you know, how long do you think it took them to make that thing? Not that long, it's just someone talking, and some panning shots, and a map with some icons changing, some stuff popping up, like a weekend? But it's really, really valuable. They already had the story. This had, like, you know... You know what? They'll probably do that from now on. Don't you think? They're gonna do that from now on. They're gonna have some lore video that they should have had already. But, you know... A big old long lore video talking about some other garbage. Because there's, you know... That video didn't talk at all about the responders or about Vault Tech at all. It didn't even mention Vault Tech. The words Vault Tech, or the word, it wasn't mentioned. Or the Vaults, or those other people. It vaguely mentioned the fact that there's responders. And the free staters. It just showed the responders. Yeah, I think it would really, really help. Great. Oh no. Oh no. My gosh, I keep trying to press Q. That's the problem with playing similar games. Sea of Thieves. You press Q to open up the selection wheel, like the favorite wheel. I wonder how that Brotherhood of Steel team's gonna react. I don't know. In the video where it showed them, you know, walking around, they seemed pretty smug, like, whoa, what's going on? They didn't seem very shocked in that initial video from last week. Yeah. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Just like in Sea of Thieves, I'll press Q, which in this game it's VATS for melee, because you do a little bit extra. It's not that I need the VATS to aim, it's that you do VATS criticals and that there's splash damage with the VATS melee. I'll come back to that. Oh man, I think, you know, in the same way, so the first year of the game, it felt desolate and quiet with purpose and sad, so sad. The first year felt sad, but in a good way, you know, an immersive sad, like everyone died. Everyone died in horrible, horrible, sad, horrible ways, and they had their half-completed missions, and that you're here as a savior to nobody. You're a savior to nobody. But you know that you're honoring their memory by doing these things. I'll pick up the scraps of your mission, dead person. In your dead name, I'll do these things. I'm so sorry that you died. You know. But then, with Wastelanders, it felt a bit different. It felt like things are a bit warmer. And that you survived in this desolate time. And you're like a grizzled sea pirate captain person that's been out in the lonesome sea. It's sort of like sailing at sea for months and months in your or even years, surviving out in the ocean, and then you're coming back amongst the people to talk about what's out there and about braving the whale and, you know, selling some fish. It's a good feeling. Like right now, the world feels normal. It feels like it really is being reclaimed. Just people over there, a bunch of them, they're out there digging through the dirt and everything. I think it's going to feel a bit different whenever the Steel Dawn comes out. Because we are just a bunch of barbarians. Vaguely organized barbarians that think that we know what we're doing. But the Brotherhood of Steel, they really know what they're doing. To the point where it's broadly a religion. They have this belief system with titles. Paladin. You know? That's kind of weird. And they're taking it really seriously. We're taking it seriously as well, but are we? It's not real. It's sort of real, but you have the foundation and they're just doing it. Oh, we have to. We'll build it back one day. A good thing we moved back here with the things. We're gonna get it together and just rebuild and got some money going. Oh, get some hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cream. Let's go and do it. But the Brotherhood of Steel, even the Raiders is loosey-goosey nonsense. A bunch of barbarians. Even the settlers are barbarians. You know? All of them. Everyone. It's weird. In a good way. But it's gonna... Like, that's clearly a horrible barbarian. I'm a raider. Are you now? I'm a settler. You're a settler? Sounds a whole lot like barbarian to me. I'm a settler. Like Lewis and Clark? In the frontier? Frontierman. I'm Frontierman Gooboberti. Well, taming this beast of the countryside. I'll compare it to the U.S. military in Black Hawks flying over Mogadishu. It's a completely different scenario than just trying to survive on the ground with your little village and your market, and your laundry on the line, and your river water, and oh, there's bandits over the hill, run away. But then the guys in the helicopters come over. It's completely different, and they have it under control. Like the military knows what the heck they're doing. But these are not military. Because military, they're just sort of following orders. These guys aren't just following orders. I mean, they are. But they're doing it for a deep, deep, value-driven reason. U.S. military does it because of America and freedom and democracy and American flag and colors. But that's not really a reason. Oh boy. It's gonna change the feeling. I was just thinking about it, you know, going through, doing this stuff. Like, going through the wilderness, encountering packs of humans, and then saving them. That's way different than just surviving and figuring out what happened. It's like a mystery. A quiet, weird, lone mystery, Book of Eli, but there's no other people. Quiet. You're a lone wanderer walking around in the wasteland with other people here and there. Barely making it, you know. But you're making it. But with Wastelanders, you're a superhero. Right? You're a superhero. And you're better. You are better. So get this. You are better than the settlers and the raiders. That's the context. Okay? In Wastelanders, it's made very well known that you are an amazing superhero. An amazing, crazy superhero. Far superior in knowledge and capability over the settlers and raiders. By a long shot. 1,000,000 degrees. But I think it's implied that the Brotherhood of Steel are better than you. Sort of. Because they have access to technology that you don't have. As implied by the fact that you're about to get a plasma cutter and some other armor. That they have access to technology and outside resources, and they're organized and they're trained and they're efficient. You know? So they're better than you. They're not just a bunch of savages, barbarians, trying to reclaim garbage and just put a bunch of children running around, you know? It's Slippy out, yeah! That guy is not in the Brotherhood of Steel compound. You know? Man, Sonny sure makes a good hoagie. Sandwich, I mean. That guy is not in the Brotherhood of Steel. Everyone's dead serious walking around that the other compound. Yeah, I'm excited. Gonna be all serious. Completely dead serious. You'd be forced to wear berets all day. Where's your beret, soldier? Put your headgear back on. I'm sorry. Hey, speaking of things, now that, you know, Misty's here and everything, and Cat's here, of course, Wink, and all that garbage, I did that VR thing a while ago. Way back when. The Star Wars Galaxy's Edge thing. I went back and saw some of the video. You couldn't really tell how large that six-eyed dude was. Okay? And you couldn't really tell the scale of certain things. Like right here, you have no idea how large this creature is until you're in VR. You have no idea how large this guy is. You could infer, well, I guess his arm, I guess his hand's as big as my entire body. I guess his finger is as long as my entire body. I guess if I lay down, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I could picture it. Yeah, yep. Yep, it's pretty large. Yep, sure. I'm in power armor. He's way larger than me. Yep. That thing was huge. His head was... amazing. Yeah, he sounded like Seth Rogen, but he sounded like a better acting version of Seth Rogen. You know? He had to laugh. It was like he felt, that dude felt like he was a real alien. I was looking up at him. Amazing. And that little blue guy, that little blue guy was amazing looking. He was walking with short little steps, you know? Okay. I have to do these public events, people. Yeah, the blue guy, he had like all kinds of personality. And it's really cool how the storytelling works in VR. It makes perfect sense. How do you get the person to know what to look at? In a normal 2D video, the scene cuts and changes and cuts and changes, right? It'll be a close-up, a close-up, a close-up, zoom out, that guy's face, that girl's face, side profile, together, behind their head, walking behind them, you know? And it's really helping you. It'll show just their hand, but here they have to do all kinds of things to make you look at certain things. Sort of like, I think they use a lot of philosophy from Broadway, you know? If there's a couple people talking, one person shuts up, the other person is talking, right? When they're done talking, they look at the other person. So the blue guy, when he was done talking, he just turned his head away from me and looked at the other guy. And was really like nodding his head and so forth. Kind of getting you to look in that direction. That's pretty cool. Yeah, next time I do, I'll be doing it on normal difficulty, but it'll be actually fun. I want to make some progress. I want to ride to the ridge where the western moon and give the moon till I lose my senses and the hobbies and I can't stand them too. Don't pretend to be here. Flim-flam. That's a whole lot of flim-flam. Oh yeah, let's go kill some Yaguai. Right over here. So next Tuesday is another treasure hunter mole miner event. Pretty cool. And then probably mid-December, maybe around the 15th, 18th, 20th, we'll have the Santa Scorched. You know, I haven't played the drunken bar fight. I've seen it before, I think you just smash stuff around, which is always fun. It's always fun to smash things and pick up stuff and punch people. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh, yay. Ooh, I feel the burn. I feel the funk burn. Yeah. The fact that the fact that the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is a gosh darn Oculus Quest exclusive is really crazy. It's a Star Wars game that's really, really good and officially licensed and ties in with the park. And you have to have a darn Facebook account with an Oculus thing. It's kind of weird. Official app. It has the big old Oculus logo on it. The thing is this, I think they're using proprietary technology. You saw how I was plugging things in and doing little switchy things? That's quite common in the world of the official Oculus apps. They know what's up. They know what is up. Alright, public event, where are you? I'm doing what I can here in this stream. Oh boy. Tomorrow's a big day for public event. Sorry, for public groups. I'll be doing public groups in Sea of Thieves tomorrow. Or a public group in general. I can't get the mic working, but we have to learn to communicate without the mic, I think. That's the most important thing. With typing and with all that garbage. The main problem is it's nice to roleplay, and it sucks if my teammate can talk and I can't, because then they'll just run all over me. Walk all over me. Oh, and as you saw, I was able to stream the VR situation, you know. Because now I was able to cast to a browser window when before I couldn't do that, and there was no easy way to easily stream it, but now I can, and I'll be doing it all the time. Yay, it changes everything actually. The fact that I could easily stream that, it changes absolutely everything. Wonderful. So here I am in White Spring Golf Club. Killing them. I like to gather them up. I do a drive-by as I run through them. A lot of them will die, you see. They die as I walk through them. They get injured. I probably don't have adrenaline active. Awesome. Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, besides the exterminator thing, but it was Sentinel, so a 50% chance, 15% chance to reduce damage while standing still, and it had action point refresh, but it was exterminators. So it's not that awesome. Yeehaw. Okay, I believe you. Look at the map and do a public event. You gotta look at the map and do a public event. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Gotta be bigly careful. I'm gonna kill a couple of these mutants right now with my sheepsquatchies and everything. I'll probably be just playing until I level up or something, because I was live with the other games earlier. You know, it's all about what game I choose to stream first in the day, and I really felt like streaming Sea of Thieves, because whatever I stream last is a much different stream in terms of my personality when I first wake up versus after a full day of doing stuff. You know? And the first stream of the day is usually more entertaining than the second stream of the day. But sometimes it's hard to stop playing. Sometimes it's hard to keep on playing. Like with the Sea of Thieves, it's real easy to keep on playing because you can't just stop. You have to finish naturally by turning in what you got. You know, so you have to finish going through a darn island. I think if all the island exploration didn't take as long, the game sessions wouldn't be as long, but the island exploration is good because it makes the future exploration shorter. The more that you explore initially, the less you need to explore later on. Right? That music is copywritten. I smell it. This is why Red Ant Lager exists. But once I am done over here, I'll make some of that rad stag steak. Grilled rad stag. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I bet you part of the mission will be to get to reestablish contact with the California branch, because remember, with Brotherhood of Steel, I guess the California people lost contact with the guys down here, and that's why they're sending a team down to go investigate. So the people that are coming in December, they're here to go find out what happened and to reestablish communication. So I bet you this area here, this and that, you know, Sugar Grove, all this radio garbage, and Atlas will be involved in establishing contact and getting communication.
Let's play.
And then, you know, there's a bunch of these air pads all across the map. Over there in Morgantown Airport, there's a couple of the vertibot pads that are covered in debris. And over there at Thunder Mountain. And in some other spot I can't think of right now. There's a couple spots where there's a couple, you know, vertibot pads. So we'll probably have to do that. You know? There might be a mission to secure the landing pad. Secure the LZ for incoming backup. You know? In the same way that the vertibot is used at the workshops with the vertibot signal grenade. I don't think it's going to be a Vertibot. It's going to be, you know, the man version or something. With a bunch of humans inside shooting. And you're throwing grenades within a radius. With a different colored, maybe an orange smoke, yellow smoke. We already have blue for the Vertibot. But that concept might exist where you call them over, you know, maybe. Gonna be interesting. I mean, with Wastelanders, they made it where there's a million NPCs just walking around doing stuff, and then some of them sort of fight with you if they happen to be in the area, especially at their reputation granting locations. That they're in the middle of fighting something. So there'll be more of that with the Brotherhood of Steel, where you have a batch of humans that are coming in to help you. So if you're at West Tech, you might have a bunch of Brotherhood of Steel, like a whole squad in power armor, clearing it out, or the outside of it, maybe. But I would like to maybe call them in. Where they're not really allies, but they're almost allies. Where they're kind of fighting near you and they kind of stand about and patrol. Like you throw it there, boom, and then within a radius they start wandering.
Face me, you coward!
Sweet. Oh boy. Okay, once I use the grilled rat tag, I could take off through Hiker. I feel like once you're done with the I feel like that Star Wars game is finishable. You can complete it. Once it's over, you're waiting for the expansion. Sort of like the Vader Immortal game. It does have the infinite lightsaber dojo, but it's not like a world that you're existing in. But maybe it will be. It's way more of a world than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. But I do know that this stream ain't going to last forever because I'm getting kind of tired. It's sort of late. I did the... Well, see, normally I try to stream for 12 hours a day, and I was live with 8 hours of Sea of Thieves and 2 hours of the Star Wars game, VR, and now we're 2 hours here. So there you go. you know.
Time to die! Time to die!
But I think I'm about done. Do I think Camp Venture will get taken over by the Brotherhood of Steel? Yes. And Fort Defiance. And Thunder Mountain. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Yep, yep. And maybe something over here in Watoga. Because there's already that one dude for the daily ops already there. And there are signal things throughout it. Even though Fort Defiance is nearby. Hey there, Armando. I'm just going to do a couple more things here. You know. I'm just going to get my gold. Okay, let's get my gold for the day. We'll be done. Good night, cat. You have a good night. Yeah. Goodbye.
To be away from the pit.
Yeah.
What's happening, Sammy?
I got gold.
Oh, don't do that.
And I'm
It's Sammy.
lemon flyman.
I don't call you things that you don't like.
I got 2,100 gold. That's some good gold. Oh baby. By the time, well, you know, I really have to focus on doing more public events. So what I'm going to do is, tomorrow I'm going to start off with, yeah, you know, yes, tomorrow I'm starting off with Fallout 76, and then I'm going into Sea of Thieves, and then I'm doing the VR, okay, because I feel like if I do the public group thing, I'm not going to be playing as long as a private thing because it's all dependent on how long the public group wants to play together. And whenever you have your whole team dissolving and you get more randoms thrown in, your whole team dissolves, you know, I think you'll be getting straight to the point. I think it'll be like a, you know, 2-hour stream. I think I'll be doing a 2-hour stream of both the VR thing and of Sea of Thieves. Yeah, because I can't, like, the VR streams aren't as long as normal streams because I'm standing up the whole time. I'm standing up and shooting and leaning, and it's like a physical reality thing, and it's really intense. It's a big, for me, it's reality, sort of. I'm leaning around corners and shooting. It's awesome, but it's a whole lot more than doing that. You know, like me doing this is a whole lot less than me standing up and doing that. Doing squatting and everything. Come on.
Maybe Ward has more drawing.
But yes, goodbye, everybody. You have a great and blessed day. Like and subscribe the Gooboberti way. Vortex, vortex, vortex.
So glad to be away from the pit.
And don't forget to watch that video from the inside the vault. So much good information in there. Like the fact that they really, you know, they talked about the mutants and
What's
stuff.
that, John?
So great. Yep. Goodbye, Lori. And Misty. Yep.